Thanks to Kalshi for sponsoring this video. Of course, use code FANARCHBASEBALL to get $10 when you trade 10. Back-to-back series wins for the Mets. Can you believe it? This team started to maybe turn a corner here now. Playing miserable teams can help you. So I don't want to get too excited here, but listen, take care of business today. Sweep now. Yesterday's incredible. I mean, obviously I was locked into the Knicks, but obviously kept an eye on the Mets, and they just had an outpouring of offense. And the reality is this is what we expect from this offense. It shouldn't take a 30-degree day in Colorado for the Mets to burst out for 10 runs. Juan Soto to hit his first homer in a leadoff spot. Marcus Semien with a homer and a 4-hit day. To give you back-to-back series win and a 3-game win streak. Now, that's a win streak. We joke that 2 has been a win streak for the Mets this year. 3 is a legit win streak. Now make it 4. Go beat Jose Quintana this afternoon in Colorado and head to Arizona feeling with positive mojo and a little win streak. Like, all it takes is chipping away. It's so early that if you just take series, we're not asking for 10-game win streaks here. Like, win 4 out of 5, win 6 out of 8, win 7 out of 10, win 8 out of 12. Like, get to a point where you're right around 500 and you're back in it, because the wild card is up for grabs. Right now, the Braves are running away with the division. It's early. Obviously, a lot can change, but, man, they are playing incredible baseball. So you just got to think about chipping away wins. Don't even look at the standings. But Wednesday was a good sign. Freddie Peralta picks up his first win since opening day, and Freddie Peralta's pitched well. The knock on him is he hasn't got deep into games, so that's the next step for him. Can he get deeper into games? But good to see that. Listen, Sean Manaea, any role he's been in, he's just struggling right now. He does not have it. But otherwise, a solid showing in Colorado. And now, you just don't want to have a letdown now. Like, they swept us at Citi Field, sweep them in their building, and go to Arizona feeling good. A.J. Minter is not feeling good. He has hip discomfort. He was pulled off his rehab, meaning his rehab clock will restart when he's ready to go again. Not a good sign. We know his velocity dipped. We thought he was going to be back in the next week, him and Polanco. And, of course, I say that, and they're both not going to be close to coming back. So, this team can't catch a break on the injury front. But now we don't know A.J. Minter. Like, the hope is sometime in May, but now we have no idea. It's not a serious injury, but remember, he did have the hip surgery before he came to the Mets, so you worry that if it's similar to that, he's in trouble. But right now, with all the injuries A.J. Minter has, he's pretty much stole. A.J. Minter thus far has been like Jed Lowry to the Mets. He had one good week, then was out for the year, and now he's been out all this year. A.J. Minter has been a non-factor. What an easy contract he got out of the Mets. But, I'm rooting for him to get back, but we don't know what he'll be now till he gets back. And Jorge Polanco, they said he's not ready for rehab games. That's another guy I thought would be back on the homestand next week. No idea now. So your hope is Jorge Polanco sometime in May, maybe on Memorial Day. Same for A.J. Minter. But in terms of next week on the homestand, not happening. They said Jorge Polanco is not close yet. He's, not really doing baseball activities. They said he was hitting BP. Clearly something is up. This continues to happen with the Mets. Never believe, a guy's on his way back. He's about to rehab. He's doing this. Something always happens. It's the Mets, something with this damn franchise. So who knows? But obviously they need both. They need Minter out of that bullpen. They need the bat they signed Polanco to, $20 million a year. You got Murakami and Akamoto tearing the cover off baseballs in Toronto and in Chicago. Maybe Murakami becomes a trade piece. I'll talk about tomorrow a name. I tweeted Christian Walker as a name I think the Mets should consider. I want to get into that tomorrow, but they're going to have to add a bat at some point if Polanco is going to be on the shelf long term. But we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. Guys, make sure you are going in the Kalshi app, Kalshi site, and use that promo code FANARCHBASEBALL. You see on the screen here, you got the Mets and Rockies today. The Mets are trading at 57% to win this game. Rockies 43%. So you see the tracking and you follow second by second, minute by minute, hour by hour, how the line moves. Mets barely being favored today. Is Christian Scott back on the hill against Jose Quintana, the former Met? So Christian Scott coming off a great start, but still uncertainty with Christian Scott. And Mets in a win streak. You would think Colorado's going to try to capture a win here. That's why it's pretty close, 57 to 43%. But, on Kalshi, you can trade against peers in the live market. There's no house. Probability changes. You buy in and out of your position. So you could buy out if you don't like where it's going. And for a limited time, download the Kalshi app. Use that code FanArchBaseball. Get $10 when you trade 10. Kalshi. Kalshi. Trade on anything. So you see the market, the dips and the dives. Man, I got that swag. Swag when I serve. Now watch me surf in swag. So check out Kalshi. Jack Wenninger is an arm that the Mets need to call up right now. Jack Wenninger is dominating AAA, and the Mets need an arm badly. They're trying David Peters out of the bullpen. They're trying different things. Tobias Myers got shelled yesterday. I'm not going to look too much into it because gripping that ball on that 30-degree... This is why I thought the Mets should have had... The Rockies should have really scheduled a doubleheader today when the weather's great in Colorado instead of making them play right after a snowstorm and 30-degree temperature. It made no sense in terms of the fans showing up, in terms of the weather. Today, doubleheader made... Now, it helps the Mets because they'd be short on arms. But, man, Tobias Myers got rocked. But I'm not going to look into it because that weather, it's just... That's a once a year, maybe at the most, kind of game where you're playing in 30 degrees on the day of a snowstorm. That's only in Colorado. So I'm not really going to read much into that. But Myers has been a little shaky up and down this season. He had moments where he shined, and now I think he's come down to earth. I think the Mets, to fill that final spot, need to go to Jack Wenninger. 6 starts. He had another dominant outing yesterday. 4 earned runs on the season in 28 1/3 innings. 31 strikeouts. He's averaging over a strikeout an inning. Opposing hitters are just hitting 178 against him. Wenninger coming off a year where he had a 2.92 ERA and 26 starts. I think he's put a nice enough sample size, and last year was in Double-A. Obviously he's just getting started in Triple-A, so you can argue it's too soon. You don't want to give the Jonah Tong treatment where he doesn't have many starts in Triple-A, but I think the Mets are going to need arms here. There's only so many guys you can pick up on the scrap heap. Get Wenninger up. One of the guys they picked up on the scrap heap is Cionel Perez, the Cuban left-handed pitcher. He was with the Nats this season. He struggled with the Nationals, pitching to a 6.19 ERA in 16 innings. He struggled with the Orioles last year with an 8.3 ERA. The years prior in Baltimore, he was really good. A 1.4 ERA. His coming out season was 2022. We were in 57 2/3 inning at a 1.4 ERA. So the Mets are trying to get back to that guy who was one of the best relievers in the sport in 2022 with the Orioles. 2023, 3.54, 2024, 4.53. I mean, he's gotten worse as each year's gone on, but, he is 30 years old. He just turned 30 in April. He has had some success in the big leagues. So the Mets taking a flyer on the lefty Cionel Perez and seeing what he could do for them. I have no issue. Any kind of minor league deal you can't have an issue with. It costs you basically nothing, so I don't see any issue with that. But, let's get this sweep, guys. Let's get this effing sweep. Let's get to your comments, and then we'll close out today's show. Yes, no show yesterday, guys. I've been looking at apartments. I'm here in New York, going back to Jersey today. It does look like I will be moving. I'm trying to finalize a place and the job, finalizing that this week. I'll keep you guys posted. I don't want to jinx anything, but the hope is end of May, I'm moving back. I'm moving to Queens in some capacity. So stay tuned for that. Shakamoto, Mets Daily Insider member, says Sterling was an institution in the city. Huge respect to the man. He was a legend for sure. Good call shouting him out. Yeah, I think we had to. I think we had to shout out the legend. So thank you, Shakamoto. Bob Coulon said, was a shocking update. Guys, again, I don't make the headlines. I don't make those thumbnails. So that is not my responsibility. Obviously, it brings in clicks. Of course, that's the industry that we're in. So if you've seen Mets Daily every day and you're commenting on that, I mean, it's the same thing every other day. I mean, every couple days they put shocking updates. Obviously, there is no shocking updates right now in Mets land. The C Money says, R.I.P. Sterling. Benj hopefully rounding into form. Team surely needs it. Yeah, Carson Benj, 2-hit day. He looked comfortable last night. Man, if Benj could get it going, Mets offense, you're seeing guys starting to get it going together. Simeon, obviously Soto in that leadoff spot. I like it. I like it. So let's keep cooking here. Arizona will be a test this weekend. They're a better team than Colorado. And then you get Detroit and then the Yankees. So next week you come home. If you could sweep Colorado, take 2 out of 3 Arizona, I think fans will be feeling a little bit better showing up at Citi Field next week. But you got 6 tough games. Detroit's a very good team, and the Yankees right now are one of the best teams in baseball. So obviously in front of a sold-out crowd, ton of Yankee fans be there. I expect a good atmosphere if the Mets keep playing like this next weekend. Obviously, Yankee fans will made their presence felt because they're playing great and the Mets are not. But the Mets could get around 500, hover around 500. I think it could be a competitive series. Rono says, how the tide have turned now. Tigers are talking about either trading Peralta, Holmes, or Peterson at the deadline or soon to help cover the Skubal injury. Spring is a package the Mets send to Detroit for Skubal after Swaggy Wee or too smart to be fooled. He still sucks. The Mets need to trade him when he has any value at all. I mean, you're not trading him on May 7th, but I'm not getting fooled by Vientos. I like that Vientos doing well because I know they're going to trade him. But now I don't think you're getting a bag of balls for him. I think you can put him in a package and get something. You can maybe get a bopper that you need. I think Mark Vientos can be a nice DH in the right team. I don't think he's a first. I think a team would like for him to be a everyday DH. Tom says Soto calf is too risky to lead off for a while. Still think he needs more first inning RBIs. Well, listen, he's getting your first inning RBIs. All you got to do is hit a leadoff homer. There you go. I like it. It's clearly working. I'm fine with it. Sue Cheeser Bench is a stud. Trent's better defensive than Alvarez is 1, 2, 3. Can we destroy the Mountain team, please? Says attack patterns. Tom says Alvarez DH. No more catching until he fits. Focus on that. Keep his body healthy. Yeah, I like the Torrens catcher Alvarez DH. It worked again last night. Both of them coming through. So, and clearly the pitching does better when Torrens is behind the plate. All right, folks, smash that thumbs up in this video. Go follow your boy at Jake Brown Live. Hit that subscribe button below. Keep on commenting, and we'll talk to you tomorrow on Friday. I hope you all have a great Cinco de Mayo. Prayers up for OG Anunoby. Let's hope he's healthy. Knicks in 4 maybe now. Let's hope. We'll be there this weekend in Philly. We'll see you in Philly. See you at Citi Field next weekend for the Subway Series. And keep on watching Mets Daily. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Let's go, Mets.